Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In last week's When Disaster Strikes video, we looked at 4 model kits that were damaged in a display case shelf collapse. Anybody who's been in this hobby for any length of time knows that sometimes disaster strikes in one form or another, whether it's a pet that damages one of our kits or a self-inflicted disaster like dropping one of the kits. Sometimes bad things happen to our model kits. I'm happy to report that this past week I've been able to repair the damage to 2 of my kits, and I've begun the repair process on the other 2. I promised you guys that I would keep you posted on the repair process, and so in this part 2 video we'll be looking at the progress that I've made so far in the repair process. The first kit we'll look at is the beautiful Eduard Avia B534. The damage that kit sustained was a tail wheel that broke off, also a tail strut was broken off, as well as the upper wing and one of the inner plane struts. In order to effect these repairs, I carefully placed the tail strut in position, and with a little bit of the Tamiya extra thin cement, I touched each end of the strut and I let that dry. That's now solidly in place. I did the same thing for the tail wheel. I carefully glued that in place with the Tamiya extra thin cement. And then I moved on to the main wing. I carefully aligned the struts of the kit with the upper wing, and I laid the kit onto the upper wing, and then I carefully applied Tamiya extra thin cement to each of the strut connecting points. Once these had set up a little bit, I gently set the broken strut in place and also attached that with the thin cement. After that had set up, I placed the kit on the shelf for several days with the tail wheel elevated so that there was no stress put on that, and I let the whole kit dry. I'm happy to report that everything is structurally sound now. The kit is back on the shelf on its gear, and everything looks as good as new. This Avia kit by Eduard is a real gem of a kit, and I'm glad I have it repaired and back on the shelf. The second kit we'll look at is the Monogram Hawker Typhoon in 1/48 scale. The obvious damage sustained by this kit was a landing gear leg that was broken off and a tail plane that was also broken off. Upon inspecting it closer, I found that the other landing gear leg had been knocked loose. The wing itself had been knocked loose from the fuselage, and so it was sitting in place, but it wasn't attached nicely, and both tail planes were actually loose. Once again, using the Tamiya extra thin cement, I re-glued the tail planes in place. I then went around the wing assembly and made sure that that was solidly held in place with the thin cement. It flowed nicely into the seams. Once that was done, I turned the kit over and I reattached the broken landing gear leg. And I also flowed some extra thin cement around the loose landing gear leg. After that was done, I let the kit sit upside down for several days. And I'm happy to report that this one is now back on the shelf and sitting on its landing gear legs. The third kit we'll look at is the Otaki Ki-44 or Ki-44. This kit received more damage than I initially had thought. One of the things that was damaged was the tail wheel was kind of pounded flat. And I have put that back into place and re-glued that with the extra thin cement, and now that part is sturdy and ready to go. On the initial assessment of the damage on this kit, I noticed that my cowl cooling flaps were loose on the starboard side of the aircraft. Upon inspecting it further, the entire cowl itself had been knocked loose, as well as the port side cooling flaps as well. I removed all of these parts and cleaned them up, and then I have re-glued them, and I have a rubber band holding things in place as things dry. Another area that sustained heavy damage on this kit was the wing seams. Pretty much all the way around the wings had split. So I have gone in and re-glued the wing seams with the thin cement, and I have clothespins holding those seams together and allowing a good join to form over time. I also reconnected the starboard side 20mm cannon, and that is now back in place. Since the landing gear was also knocked off of this kit, I have pulled that off, and I've actually cleaned it up quite a bit and I'm going to paint this in the correct colors before reinstalling it on the kit. I also plan to refine the weathering on the top side and the underside of this Otaki kit. The final kit that was damaged is the HobbyCraft La-5. This kit actually sustained the most damage. One of the items that got knocked off was the under-engine oil cooler. I've never been happy with the molding of this part. The leading and trailing edges of it, which should be very thin, are on the very, very thick side. In addition, there is no oil cooler part inside of this. And so if you looked at the kit head on, you could see straight through it. Before reinstalling this part back on the kit, I have inscribed a oil cooler outlet flap on the back of the oil cooler. I have also thinned the leading and trailing edges down to a more realistic level. While I was doing that, I installed a piece of plastic card so that it gives a more realistic representation of an oil cooler. Not only did the tail wheel on this aircraft get knocked off, but the tail wheel itself has gone missing. I have searched for it for about an hour, and I finally gave up hope. So what I have done to repair that is install the tail wheel leg, and then I've also installed a leftover Eduard Spitfire tail wheel, and I have modified the parts to fit. Once these parts are dried, I will clean them up a little bit more and then paint them and weather them. Another thing I've started to do is to refine the weathering on this La-5. In the right side of this photograph, you can see that I've added pastel weathering to the underside of the wing, and it really brings out the detail compared with the unweathered left side of this picture. Additionally, I've started to refine the weathering on the upper side of the aircraft to make it a little bit more realistic, and I'll continue this process as I continue the repairs. All right, I'd love to know what you guys think. For me, this is kind of a fun project, going in and revisiting some of the classic kits that I built when I was just getting back into modeling, and I'm looking forward to continuing to refine them and make them even nicer than they were pre-accident. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.